I guess I'm upset or confused about that we choose to come from non-physical to physical, and I see things in the world that are upsetting, like people choose to be Saddam Hussein, people choose to be, people who hurt people, people choose to be people who are hurt. And I'm just wondering, I'm using a dramatic example, but how much contrast do we need? And
far less than that.
I hope so.
Far less than that. And the majority of the people on your planet are experiencing far less than that. There is so much that we want to give you in response to this powerful question. And maybe the best place to start is by acknowledging that when you practice being a vibrational match to who you are, so that you are mostly feeling really good, negative emotion goes a really long way with you. In other words, someone who lives in this magnificent environment with all of the comforts and resources that are so easily obtainable. If you were to travel to one of your underdeveloped countries on your planet, you would suffer more on behalf of those people than they do, because your standards are here and their living is over here, where their standards are here and their living is here. So their expectation from what their life has caused them to want and where they are is not so far apart. Also, we're not in any way measuring the evolution or the standard of one's life by the stuff you have, or even by your technology or by your development or underdevelopment. We are measuring it by your joy. And so as we poll the vibration of your planet, there are far more people in closer vibrational alignment than even the people of your nation, because the circumstances in which they are living causes them to desire things, but they don't get such a spread between what they want and where they are. Their desire and expectation are in a better rhythm, and so they are living a more joyful life. And of course, we appreciate your acknowledgement that you are really taking extremes as you are pointing out the examples that you have offered here. And we want to say that often those extremes are beneficial in the larger scheme of things, because they are causing rockets of desire. So you've been hearing us as we say, relative to your life, that what you're living is causing you to launch these rockets into your vibrational escrow. You've been hearing us all morning talking about then getting up to speed with what's there so that you can live that in real life, so that you can close that gap and live that. We want you now to consider that not only are you launching into your vibrational escrow, but so is everyone else. So you got to see that there is this collective vibrational escrow that mass consciousness is launching. In other words, the world that will be, you are in the process of launching it today. And some of you are so up to speed as you launch that you're living the benefit of that now. So sometimes we say to you, oh, you are launching rockets of desires and future generations will reap the benefits of them, but why not you now? And then we say, have you noticed how the crevasse between those who have and those who have not is becoming amazingly exaggerated? The crevasse between the sick and the well is exaggerated in a very strong way. The clear-minded and the confused, it's as if there's a magnifying glass that's been laid over everything. And that's because the contrast of your planet is such that this incredible vibrational escrow is causing this very strong current to pull you all forward. And some of you are going with the flow and some of you aren't. And when you go with the flow, you are exalted. And when you aren't, you're crashing and burning pretty hard. There are a lot of very tuned in people on your planet that are really still going with the rhythm of their beings and the rhythm of the planet, although it's diminishing more and more. But as you begin to realize that this flow, which is the culmination of the desires of so many, and source becoming a vibrational match to it that is calling you forward, as you begin to realize that that stream is flowing, and more you begin to relax and go with that flow, then your life begins taking on that essence of well-being. And then you find yourself not so concerned In other words, you don't question why it's happening to others. You acknowledge that it is, and you desire that they figure it out. In other words, once you understand law of attraction, and once you play with it in your own life, then you don't get so concerned about those that haven't figured out how to play with it. You just set forth a desire that they will figure out how to play with it. When you are one of these fortunate beings who is privy to the understanding of law of attraction, and you really begin to watch the contrast of your planet, and you begin to see the rockets of desire that are expanding. You watch a war like the one in Iraq or anywhere, and whether you are in your safe bed on your side of the world, or whether you are in a bed that doesn't feel safe right in the middle of all of it, whatever your vantage point is, you're launching rockets relative to it. The question is, how are you doing about your flow relative to the rockets that you are launching? And what we notice in your environment, people are pushing so hard from either side of the aisle that they're on. In other words, they're for it or they're against it. But in any case, they're pushing against the others because they're more interested in being right than turning with the current. So the reason that you so emphatically wanted to come forth from non-physical into this contrast was because the contrast never looked unmanageable. It always looked life-giving. It always looked like the stuff from which desires would be born. It always looked like and is the stuff that future reality will be born from. It always looked like the quest, the target. It always looked like the goal. It always looked like the guiding light that would call you forward in your eternal unfolding. And you never for a moment questioned your ability to get in there and mix it up and give birth to desires and know which way to go. You lose your way by socializing each other and by working so hard to find approval from one another rather than following the guidance that is coming forth from within you. It's not being able to feel which way you're going. In other words, as we're visiting here together, you can feel how there are thoughts that you could speak about Saddam Hussein or George Bush or anyone on the planet. There are things that you could speak about them that would be accurate maybe by the statistics that you've gathered. But the question is, do they take you against the current or with the current? And the only way to know is to understand how your inner being feels about Saddam Hussein. How does my inner being really feel? Most everybody does not want their inner being to feel about Saddam Hussein in the way their inner being feels about Saddam Hussein. Because it just seems right, given this context, that we should hate him, that we should demonize him, that we should push against him. And we say, try it and see how well you go with the flow. In other words, if you want to quantify your journey, you got to figure out what your inner being feels about things. And the only way you'll know is by beating the drum of something and feeling, is it taking me this way or this way? And most people, frankly, don't have the patience to figure it out. They don't have the willingness to figure out how their inner being feels. So they just flit from subject to subject to subject to subject. And then, without knowing it, they develop vibrational patterns by which they choose. And then they say, why would I have chosen this? I'm sure I wouldn't have chosen this if I'd only known. And we say, you're born with guidance. You ought to be able to tell. But somehow you got crossways of the information that says, if it feels good, you're in alignment with source. And if it doesn't, you're out of alignment. And how anybody could question, when I'm loving, I can feel that I'm in alignment with source. And when I'm hating, I can feel I'm not in alignment with source. And how can that be hard to understand? No matter where you set your boat in, and no matter where you are in vibrational relationship to what you really want, in the moment that you turn and go with the current, you begin to feel the ease of the current now taking you. Now think about this emotional guidance scale that some of you are aware of. We've been talking about it for a while. So when you're really going with the flow, you are in the state of allowing. When you are going against the flow, you're in the state of resistance. Going with the flow is your perception of freedom. Going against the flow is your perception of not freedom. The better you feel you're going with the flow, the worse you feel you're going against the flow. So we talk about this emotional scale and how on the worst feeling end of it is that feeling of depression, which is really a perception that I am powerless, that something is happening or about to happen or has happened that I cannot control. And as I focus upon it, I can hardly get a breath. As you move up the emotional scale, revenge is an improvement over that feeling of depression. It is. Well, if you've ever been depressed and you got really mad, you know you felt better. At least in your rage you can breathe. And in your depression you cannot. And that is because there is less resistance in revenge or rage. Less resistance still in anger. Less resistance still in overwhelmment or frustration. Less resistance still in hopefulness or believing or knowing. Less resistance still in love and appreciation and joy. In other words, no matter where you are along this emotional scale, the more you are allowing yourself to be who you are constantly in the state of becoming, the better you feel. And the more you are resisting it, the worse you feel. So as we talk to you about positive emotion, and we and others have been doing it for a very long time, many of you become guarded about the way you feel. We hear you. You say, cancel, cancel. You try to suck your thoughts back before law of attraction gets hold of them and brings something into your experience that you do not want. And we're wanting you to understand that, yes, of course, it is better for you if you feel joyful than if you feel despair. Of course, it is better for you if you feel hope than if you feel fear. Of course, it is better for you if you are believing something than if you are doubting something. Of course, in the long run, it is much better for you. But no matter where you set your canoe in along this emotional scale, in the moment that you turn and go with the flow, you're going to begin to feel the ease of the current carrying you. And further, and this is the most important thing that we want you to take from this gathering today, in the moment that you turn in the direction of the flow, if you will relax, some of you call it surrendering, if you will relax and stop the struggle, the flow will carry you to who you are and what you want. So the way it has been working, you came into this physical body from non-physical energy, and the variety of your environment, the contrast, if you will, causes you to give birth to constant rockets of desires. And in the moment that that clarification is born from you, Source Energy, who knows that no one would know more clearly than you, standing right there living at what you want, Source Energy, who trusts you and knows your worthiness, knows that you should know, even if you are the one-celled organism, your preference is known by Source and followed. So as that rocket shoots out of you, Source literally rides that rocket, becomes that vibration. And the result of all of that life that you're living is that this magnificent accumulation of preferences is amassing on your behalf. Nice to know, isn't it? We could lovingly call it your vibrational escrow. In other words, it's all the stuff that your life has caused you to say you want, that Source has wholeheartedly agreed with, embraced, and become. Now, because that non-physical part of you is over there so powerfully pulsing that which you have caused that non-physical part of you to become, there's this powerful energy stream. That's what's causing this current. On your planet, the current is caused by gravity as the water is flowing downhill. And so you get the sense of the power of the flow. And we're wanting you to understand that this current is called by Source, always calling you to that furthermost place that you have become. So when you say, I want to fulfill my purpose, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about, of course, getting into the flow that you intended prior to coming forth into this body. But do you know that you are continuing to create from this vantage point? You didn't say, oh, from non-physical, I was an angel, and I made all of the decisions about everything that I would be, and I set them forth, and now I'm in this body. I've got to find the clues, and I've got to follow the path of that which was decided by me or someone else long before I got here. And we say, nothing could be further from what you intended as the creative genius that you are. You did not come forth to fix a world that is broken. It isn't. You didn't come forth to make up for lost time. You haven't lost any time. You didn't come forth to compensate for some sort of unworthiness. There isn't any of that within you. You came forth for the sheer joy of having exposure to experience that would give birth to new desires within you. And you knew from that non-physical vantage point that the larger part of you, the non-resistant part of you, would flow with the idea and would be the signal that would call you forth. So going with the flow, the operative word or the sensation that you're wanting to reach for to determine whether you're going with the flow or against it is that when you go with the flow, you have sensations of relief. When you're going against the flow, it's the opposite feeling.